Meet Eugene Levy's two famous children you'll definitely recognize. The Schitt's Creek star welcomed his two children Dan Levy, 42 and Sarah Levy, 39, with his wife of almost 5 decades, Deborah Devine. Find out all about them. Eugene Levy has been with his wife Deborah Devine, who is a screenwriter and producer, since 1977. The pair welcomed Dan Levy and Sarah Levy, who have grown up to be heavily involved in the entertainment industry just like their parents. In fact, the family that acts together, stays together, and that's just what they did on Schitt's Creek. Their on-screen chemistry not only came through seamlessly, but it also solidified their deep bond effortlessly. Find out more about Eugene's children. Dan is the splitting image of his father Eugene, with his signature volumized hair and thick black frame glasses. He is the couple's first child, and grew up in Toronto, Canada. The actor has followed in his dad's footsteps and got his start in 2006 when he hosted MTV's after show For the Hills. Dan also acted in Cyberstalker and Admission. The pivotal moment in his career occurred when Eugene and Dan joined forces to launch their own production company, Not a Real Company Productions, and they created the hit series Schitt's Creek together. The hilarious show follows a wealthy family who ended up losing their money. Therefore they had to scale back their life in a small town of the same name. The show lasted 6 seasons and Dan not only acted in the series, but he also directed and wrote for it. In 2020 he cashed in on his creativity when he was honored with Emmys in 3 categories. Although the show concluded successfully, the power duo appeared on Saturday Night Live together and even published a behind-the-scenes book in 2021, titled Best Wishes, Warmest Regards, The Story of Schitt's Creek. Dan went on to host the Great Canadian Baking Show and he acted in Good Grief. The pair were the first father-son duo to host the Emmy Awards together in 2024. Like father, like son, as they say. Acting was in the cards for Sarah as well as she got her start by appearing in Cheaper by the Dozen 2 alongside her father. She too joined in on the fun on the Schitt's Creek set, as she played a waitress named Twyla on the hit series alongside her dad and older brother. Since the show's conclusion, she's kept more of a low profile and has focused on her personal life. She got married to Graham Outerbridge in October 2021. A year later, she welcomed her son into the world. What has Dan said about Eugene? Dan is highly inspired by his father's successful career, and he often takes the time to express his adoration to the media. He shared with people, "Watching him work has been one of the great master classes for me in how to do it right. He's handled his career with such grace and poise and respect and really informed how I want to continue running my professional career." Like father, like son, as they say. The pair were the first father-son duo to host the Emmy Awards together in 2024. What has Sarah said about Eugene? Sarah really looks up to her father and she couldn't provide a greater tribute to him than to give her baby boy her father's name, James Eugene Outerbridge. She expressed, "Honestly, I could not imagine any other middle name for James. In my family we name people after middle names. It was just a nice way to honor my dad per Babe by Hatch." Her father was incredibly touched by the gesture. When Eugene received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sarah expressed in her moving speech, "My 37-year-old self stands here in awe of my dad and his accomplishments throughout his 50-plus-year career. I'm continuously amazed by his attention to detail, his passion, and his unwavering dedication to his craft. We love you so much, and we can't wait for people to walk all over you." What has Eugene said about his children? Eugene is not only proud of how his children turned as human beings, but as actors in the craft as well. He gushed during an interview while expressing his connection with his son, "The thing that makes it surreal to me is that every now and then I stop and realize that I'm working with my son. When I think about that, I think of him as a kid. I don't picture him in his 20s, I think of him when he was 6 or 7. That's what makes it a little weird. We're partners in this show and it's this little kid. But he's only that to me. I won't go on about how proud I am, but I relish those moments as a dad," per Sharp magazine. Eugene has also lovingly celebrated his daughter as well and shared, "When my daughter majored in theater in college, I was very happy about that. I went to see the work she was doing, and I knew she was really good. She came through in a big way in this show. I'm just one proud dad per the Washington Times.